Dude, that theme song bumps. Every single time I listen to that theme song.
The people were upset last week that they didn't get to hear it.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Welcome in, everybody, to Ask DLF. I'm obviously not Cal, but if you are a fan of this YouTube channel or subscribe to this YouTube channel, hopefully you know who I am. But then, as always, Tyler joining us tonight to answer all of your questions and run through all of this for the next hour and a half or so. And Tyler, I'm super pumped to join you here tonight in place of Cal.
Yeah, I miss Cal. I have heard from him. He's doing better. And hopefully we will have Cal back soon. But until then, we will be here. And yeah, hopefully this show is free of any Tyler meltdowns. There were a couple yesterday, so we'll see. Hopefully today I can keep my act together, I guess. I was going to use a different word. On my show, I'll just let it go. I don't care. But I'll try my best to be good.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious because, we might be starting off here right off with a bang, because the first comment that we got in here before it even started, back whenever we scheduled this, Weaves came in here, said, "I'd like to share a quote tonight. Chark and others agreed that Meyer hampered players, most notably Trevor Lawrence, saying that Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback and he was not put in good positions to succeed." And then he said, maybe even compare Trevor to another quarterback, say Tua, maybe. So we're starting off with a banger.
Yeah, it seems as if somebody knew exactly what to say. It's not like I put them up to that or anything.
Yeah.
People just, they know what they want to hear. I mean, obviously, I would take Trevor Lawrence. We know that I would take Trevor Lawrence. We don't want Tua. We don't want Tua. Tua is a lot of blah, a lot of maybe. I don't like that. I don't like blah. I don't like maybe. We haven't seen the Tua that we all dreamed about. That Tua that hasn't been seen since he hurt his hip. We haven't seen that guy. I haven't seen a hint of that guy, even one little bit. Not at all. I haven't seen anything like that. He looks very similar to his Alabama teammate, Mac Jones. Very similar in a lot of ways. It's just, you're going to have that kind of career path. You don't have any ceiling with that guy. So I don't want any part of that. Plus, also, they haven't added any real weapons, right? I mean, they have Waddle.
The Jaguars haven't either. Let's be honest here.
Well, the Jaguars have at least improved off of last year. It would be hard to be worse than last year. Last year was so bad. And you had LaVisca failure running all over the place. I'm glad we won't see him anymore. He infested the team with failure. So without him, I think things will actually be much better. They re-signed Laquan Treadwell, who actually I think played better than LaVisca Chenault last year, is at least what I saw. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. They did sign Evan Ingram. I can't give them points for that. That is a big negative. A big negative to sign Evan Ingram.
Inhibiting our Dan Arnold from breaking out over here.
Dan Arnold is terrible. So that we couldn't have had anything like that. But Evan Ingram, we know, cannot catch the ball. He cannot run any routes. He's a revolving door, the blocking. So all he does is run fast. Someone else, like a tight end that was recently traded to Seattle.
Oh.
Who also
does into that as well?
Yes, we can get into that. Someone else who's overrated. Very overrated. If you notice, if you really look at it, right? I mean, Travis Kelce is so great, right? He's so great. Is Travis Kelce athletically special? No. Rob Gronkowski is big and strong, but he never ran the times that, Ingram and Fant ran. I mean, like Rob Gronkowski is big, but he's not, doesn't give you blazing speed. These blazing speed tight ends, I tend to avoid them.
Unless you're Albert Okwuegbunam, then we love you.
I mean, I loved him because I said that the difference between him and Fant was minimal. But now people are over obsessed with Alberto. They have him way too high. So now I don't love him anymore. But, I was saying to pick him up when he was on waivers. It's all about price, right? I mean, that's an important lesson to learn. My opinion of Alberto's talent has not changed. It's just that he was way undervalued before and he's probably way overvalued now. So, but, I don't think any differently of him. It's just that now he's a sell and before he was a buy. That's all.
I'm with you. Our boy Patrick's in the chat coming in here. Who do you prefer grabbing in a Superflex PPR Dynasty startup, Christian Kirk or Calvin Ridley?
Christian Kirk. I don't want Calvin Ridley. It's been too much time. It's a lot of delay. Last time we saw Calvin Ridley actually be good was 2020. But let's not forget that in 2021, Calvin Ridley sucked. He was not good. You couldn't use him. So I mean, you could use him, but it wasn't anything good. So, and I wrote about him not knowing that he was about to leave. Actually, the week before he went out, I wrote about him as a buy low, thinking, well, this can't be right. But maybe it was. Mm-hmm. And now it's going to be a whole other year missed. He's going to come back to, I don't even know what he's going to come back to at this point. It could be a whole new coaching staff after Marcus Mariota gets this one fired. I don't want Calvin Ridley. This is not close for me. I'll take Christian Kirk and take my chances.
Is there a world where Calvin Ridley outscores Christian Kirk or has better PPR performances over the next 3 years?
No. I don't think so. I don't see that world.
I'm not a Trevor Lawrence fan. Anyway.
I mean, remember that also NFL takes their money from betting very seriously. They're going to reinstate Calvin Ridley at their earliest convenience. So who knows when that's going to be? I don't want any part of it. I'll take another player. I don't want Calvin Ridley.
West Coast Chiefer, thoughts on Juju Smith Pooster signing in Kansas
Juju
City?
Smith Pooster, come on, at least get the full name. At least get what Antonio Brown called him fully correct. Come on.
I don't like it, but I like it. Is he worth a late 22 first, 12-team Superflex?
Come on, this question is a joke, right? No, he's not worth a late 22 first. He wasn't worth it before. This landing spot is.
Are you in agreement with me that you don't like Kansas City as a landing spot?
No, I don't agree with you. But I don't think it's a good landing spot either. I think it's middle of the road. I'd rather him play there with a quarterback who's competent than with one who sucks. Like this is better than the Jets, right? I mean, sure. The Lions was a possibility apparently. That the Eagles, I don't want any part of that. I mean, with Jalen Hurts not throwing the ball at all. So there were worse options, but no, this isn't the best option. The best option was probably for him to sign in Buffalo, where Crowder went in that role. That was probably the best option, and that probably would have been the best. Chicago, actually, interestingly enough, might have been good. Because a place where he could have been the pseudo one, but not really, was probably the best case scenario. There were places that could have been better. But I mean, it's fine. If anyone thinks it's good, I would sell him for a late first. I don't want any part of him.
Yeah, I would definitely sell him for a late Superflex first. I might buy for a late one quarterback because you're getting into like wide receiver 6 and like the rookie range down there, depending on how late you are.
The problem is, what happens when you start investing in failure? You get into these bad habits,
not a
right?
Failure though.
No, he's a lot of failure, right? Issue. 3 years of failure. When the last time there was
16 last year or 2020, wide receiver 16.
Yeah, but he wasn't actually very good. It was wide receiver 16. No, but he wasn't good. If you actually watched the game, he was terrible. If you look at his route tree, red everywhere, red, always covered. Do we want covered or do we want open? We want open. We want people who win on their routes, but he adds nothing. And now in 2021, he looked like garbage. And what that tells me, and nobody wanted him in free agency. Nobody wanted him. And even Kansas City, that deal is all incentive laden. It's $3.5 million guaranteed. The rest is all incentives. Nobody was even willing to give what Detroit gave DJ Chark, a clean 1 year, 11, 12 million, 10 something million, whatever it was. No one was even willing to give him that because no one wanted him, because there's something wrong. He's either hurt or not the player he was. Maybe a little bit of both. I don't have any interest.
I accidentally skipped over this one. Tyler, best place to look aside from the DLF forum for a new Dynasty League?
Well, good question.
Yes,
Twitter is good. I would suggest following me. No, in all seriousness, if you tag me and you say, well, I'm looking for people, I want to join a league, I'll retweet it. Those are the ones I usually make sure to retweet. If you have a startup, you're looking for more people, just tag me. Don't tag 20 other people. Just then I won't notice it. But if you just tag me, I will almost always get to you and retweet you or give you a quote tweet. oh, why don't you join Tyler's league? Or Tyler is looking for a league. I will, that kind of thing. That doesn't really benefit me in any way, but I just, it comes in my notifications feed. And I always like seeing people join new startups, and it's a little thing that I can do while I'm going through those notifications. So that's probably the best thing I can do outside of the DLF forum. The Fantasy Footballers forum, I mean, the FF Ballers, they have leagues for everything. So they're a pretty big group. It's somewhere where there's a lot of people. So DLF forum, Fantasy Footballers forum, Twitter.
I would shout out safeleagues.com.
Safe Leagues. Yeah. When do they start, though? When do they start having teams? Because I looked on Safe Leagues. Last time I looked, they didn't have them yet.
I think you can buy an orphan right now.
Yeah, an orphan. But what if you don't want that? What if you want a startup? I don't know if they have those yet. I looked recently, and they weren't there yet.
So like after the Super Bowl, you looked?
Yeah,
that would have been my guess. Was like roll,
and they weren't there. No, they weren't there. But I would agree that whenever the orphans are there, but whenever they do release 2022 startups, Safe Leagues would be a great place to go, because those leagues won't fold. They won't fold. You're guaranteed. Right. Some people say that it's a little different having kind of an outside commissioner service. It feels a little bit impersonal, and I get that, but also you get the guarantee that the league won't fold and that nothing sketchy or shady is going on.
Right.
So,
right,
exactly. you take your benefits and your pros and cons, but I do like them.
Yes. So there's Patrick said in here, I've had success in
Thank you.
Tyler's Twitter feed as well as Sleeper.
Yeah.
If you could take back one statement, would it be no. 2 is better than Trevor? No.
You weren't ready. You weren't ready for this.
I was prepared. I am fully prepared at all points in time. I'm like a ninja. Randy, 14-team Superflex. I have Brady, Zach Wilson, Wentz, and Goff. Should I trade DeAndre Swift and Carson Wentz for Josh Jacobs and Deontay Johnson? Start 8. The rest of his team is Jonathan Taylor, Chase, Elijah Moore, and Pitts. Nice.
Well, your team will actually be better when you get rid of Carson Wentz. He's just causing the stench of failure. Carson Wentz, as I like to call him, or Wentz. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. DeAndre Swift is pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, Jacobs is good. Deontay Johnson is pretty good. But I don't know. In a 14-team Superflex, Wentz carries more value than he would otherwise. Probably lean toward not doing this, but it's a fair. If it were a 12-team Superflex, I would probably take the Deontay Johnson side. But in a 14-team Superflex, I'll go the other way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm honestly, I don't know if Josh Jacobs and Deontay Johnson would be enough for me to move DeAndre Swift. Like that, I think is already kind of close. So adding Carson Wentz just in a Superflex, just as a starting quarterback, who could be your quarterback 2 for the year, depending on how Zach Wilson or Goff do. I'll take that side.
Yeah, I think there's a chance that Carson Wentz doesn't start all the games this year.
Well, there's that as well. But you have a starter for as long as he's
Carson Wentz is so bad. He's so bad. Oh, he is so bad. I mean, he's unwatchable. Unwatchable. And also, he has a major attitude problem. How do you manage to alienate everyone everywhere you go? It seems like everywhere we go, nobody likes him and he alienates everybody. So how is that going to last when you're mediocre? If you're the best, you can do that. You can alienate people. People will still come back to you. If you're mediocre, you can't afford Baker Mayfield. You can't afford to alienate everybody everywhere you go. You're not going to last very long that way. I don't understand how Carson Wentz has had as many chances as he's had at this point. He really shouldn't get any more chances.
Trogdor, what's up, bro? In regards to Uzomah and Conklin, who will be the contributor like Hunter Henry and who will be the bust like Jonnu Smith?
Neither. They'll both be busts.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy answer.
That sound good?
Yep. And it's the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, no, to be honest, now wait a minute. The Conklin contract is horrible, but the Uzomah one, 3 for 24, that's the same money Will Disley got. Uzomah actually played well. Uzomah played well. But for fantasy, for the Jets, it's actually a good move. I actually like the signing a lot. 3 for 24 for a tight end. I mean, that's a market rate. And a lot of that's not guaranteed. I mean, it's really a 2-year deal at best. I actually like it for the Jets. But for fantasy, no, we don't care.
Yes.
This is not a bad move from the Jets. The Uzomah contract, anyway. The Conklin one, I don't understand.
Spock, Derek Carr, and Miles Sanders for Matthew Stafford.
Ooh, I'll take Stafford, but it's reasonable. I mean, Miles Sanders, I don't like him.
Yeah, I don't really like him either. I don't think it's Sanders' fault. I just think it's Philly's fault.
No, it is Sanders' fault. If he actually played better, he might get more playing time.
Nah. My Penn State bias is coming in.
Yeah, that's probably true.
John, first Waffle Wednesday live. Let's go. Welcome in. Waffle Wednesday.
Yes.
Or as Ed says, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Although
Love
taco doesn't really make sense anymore until Cal comes back.
Yeah, that's good. I had some like Mexican-y kind of food. It wasn't really a taco, more like a burrito for dinner. So burrito Tuesday. Randy also he also traded Matt Ryan the 1.08 and the 211 for the 1.03 and 2.03 in that same 14-team Superflex.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
You crushed it. I mean, 203 is better than 211, and give me the 103 over Ryan and the 108. Ryan is not worth anything, really. I mean, he's worth something, but this is good. This is good. Get rid of him and get something good value. This is good.
Love it. Alex, I have the 1.01 and 1.03 in Superflex. Who should I take?
Well, if your draft is not tomorrow, then you don't need to know. No, seriously, I get this is something that I mean, we saw Andy Holloway tweet about this. I talk about this all the time. I think a lot of people waste a lot of time talking about pre-draft rookie stuff. I really do. I mean, if you are not actually drafting then, yes, it's good to have those things, but people ask the question and they lock in something. And then, I hear about it in May. Well, I picked this and this and this because you said 2 months ago. I'm like, who cares what I said 2 months ago? We need to talk about what I said now. So that's why I get frustrated with that pretty much every time the question's asked. But, just generally, if the draft were in 5 minutes, I mean, I don't know if people like this, but I would take Malik Willis 101 in Superflex. I know people want to take Breece Hall, but I would take Malik Willis.
I think Malik Willis is kind of the consensus 101 right now, but it's like super close with Hall.
Yeah, there's no consensus. Burks. No, not Burks. It's between, I guarantee you, if you did the poll, Burks would barely make a dent. It's Willis and Hall. I bet Hall would win the poll if I made it. I mean, I could do it. I made a poll in a comment about Baker Mayfield being the starter week 1 somewhere next year, got like 1,000 votes. So I get you some data if you want to know.
Do it right now. I'm curious to see if you can. Give me like 100 votes by the end of the next 10 minutes. I would say.
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see.
All right, what do we want to put in the poll?
Who is your current Superflex 1.01? Is it Malik Willis or Breece Hall, and throw in Treylon Burks just to see what happens?
We'll get you that data. I'll put the poll up for an hour so we can have maybe a final result before the end of the show.
There you go. Alex, my ideal for you would be Malik Willis at the 1.01. Hope that the 1.02 takes Treylon Burks. If they're a huge like Burks person, then you get Hall at 1.03. If Hall is 1.02, 1.03 for me would be Drake London. But for a lot of other people, it would be Treylon Burks. So that would be my answer. But you have a month and a half to figure that out, if not more, depending on when your rookie draft is. Joey says Tua blows.
Wow. The people are coming for you.
They are. It's fun. I like it, though. Indo had been having a hard time selling Cup. That's a whole different question. What's a realistic return? Been trying for a mid to late first plus a 2023 first and a 2023 second.
I mean, you better get at least that. There's the link to the poll. You better get at least that, but I want more.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. If you are rebuilding and like Cup's like your only guy, do you just take the 2 firsts and just call it a day?
I guess. But I still want to get more. Can I get maybe a veteran instead? Could I get like DK Metcalf plus
Metcalf and a 23 first?
Oh, that would be better. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you could do it.
Yeah. Can I get that?
Yeah. Keep trying. Keep trying to. I think selling Cup is wild if you're not getting that kind of return. So that's the kind of return I want. Nico traded the 1.02 for Michael Carter, the 110, the 205, and a 23 second.
If this is Superflex and I'm getting one of the Hall or Willis that I want at the top, I'll do it easily. If it's not, then I'll still do it, but I'm not jumping. I'm not jumping over joy for it. Honestly, in a 1 QB, I'm not over ecstatic for it. It's Hall way at the top, and then everyone else I'm not nearly as interested. So
yeah, I think this really depends on how you view Michael Carter, right? Like I view him as another second rounder. So this is basically 3 seconds in the 110 for the 102. I'd rather just take the 102.
Where I guess is in a 1 QB, I view Michael Carter as more similar to the 110. So if this is 1 QB, then it's close. If it's Superflex, I'll just take the 102.
Cool. Miami has been improving their offensive line. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Watch out. Jalen Waddle time with Tua. Talon Lee.
All right, so we have 27 votes already.
Oh, wow, that's fast.
Yeah, well, I'm me. Malik Willis has 44% of the vote. Brees Hall 40.7. Treylon Burks 11.1, which is more than I thought, and other 3.7.
Other? Who would you? Why would? Okay. Yeah, so it's Hall and Willis. That's basically where we're at right now.
Yeah, no, it's 45 votes now. We're moving. We're moving.
What do today's pro days do for each rookie's value? Have to think Willis is shooting up, but did Spiller salvage some value? I didn't even know Spiller's pro day was.
I didn't know any. I don't know.
Did he run a 40?
That. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah,
so if this happened, I didn't see it. I don't pay a lot of attention to pro days.
Because if he ran a 40 and actually did well, and by well I mean like ran in like the 4.5s, then I'm actually really curious to see how that looks. Because if Spiller did run, and the 40-yard dash is something that I think a lot of fantasy analysts mock at the combine, but like that is important for draft capital. And if the NFL views it as important, and then they draft Isaiah Spiller in like the early second, then like we need to pay attention.
I heard that Spiller's value went down more from what I was seeing on Twitter. So I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Brees Hall has taken the lead, by the way.
Has he really?
Yeah, 81 votes now. It's 51.9%.
I'm trying to find
Treylon Burks is sitting at 4.9.
4.63. Oh man.
Oh no. 4.63 is not good.
Oh no, that's not good. So no, if he ran a 4.63, and that's a pro day 4.63.
Yeah, that's a pro day 4.63.
He did not salvage some value.
Pro day 4.63 is embarrassing.
That is not good. That is not good. Joe, is Judy worth a late 22 first?
Yes.
Yes. Easy. Alex, been approached about selling the 101 in a 12-team Superflex. Would you be targeting picks or players?
Just don't sell it, but if you have to, I mean, I'll take anything. Right? I mean, I don't have a specific preference.
Yeah, just get a haul, basically. If that's future picks plus now picks, if that's young players and picks, just the haul has to be there for sure. I almost read this as big rig. In general, how do you guys rank to decide players not signed yet in a startup draft?
You mean like free agents? I don't know. I just rank them.
How do you guys rank or decide players not signed yet in a startup draft?
I think he's talking about free agents, and I just rank them the same way I do anyone else in Dynasty. Range of outcomes.
Yeah, wait for somebody to do something. And range of outcomes.
Yeah.
I love it. Brendan over here says that he needs to rebuild. Help.
Sign up for my Patreon. I'll help you.
Yeah. Hit us up on Twitter.
Ask questions on the show. Yeah. Apparently, I now have super follows on Twitter, whatever that means.
Oh, where like people pay you?
Apparently, there's a feature that I didn't really know much about, but you can pay me $2.99 a month for a badge.
Wow.
Yeah, you get a badge saying Tyler's super follower, and then whenever you comment, you'll like come up in like a special color.
Interesting. So do that if you really want Tyler's attention.
Yeah, it might not help. Patreon is a better way to get my attention.
Adam says, "What's good, fellas? What's good?"
Oh,
with
I
you,
love
Adam?
Adam. Adam is the best.
Salsa. How many 2022 firsts is too many to take in a startup? 13.
There's no number.
David Sheehan, 12-team Superflex half PPR, the 1.08 or Rashad Bateman, and a 2023 second. Don't love the likely options at 108, so leaning the Bateman package.
I'll lean that way also, but it's not far off.
Bateman is a better prospect than Olave, maybe a better prospect than Jameson as well. So if you get an extra second on top of that to kind of just move within the tier, I'm about it.
Yeah, I think Bateman is a better prospect than everyone other than Burks, Wilson, and London. But unfortunately, he's stuck in a disaster.
Yes. Yeah. Adam, thumbs up Addison. Hey, Adam's a good guy. I agree with you.
Yeah, no, Adam is the best. But the people have demanded more Addison, and now they're going to get extra Addison.
I'm here for it. David, what's Albert O's worth in terms of Superflex picks? Is he second rounder? He's for sure second rounder,
actually
right?
surprisingly lower than you would think in my rankings. So maybe I really don't like him. In Superflex tight end premium, I have him equal in value to the 211. So a lot lower than you would think.
That wasn't a lot lower. I had him in at the mid-second kind of ish range. My first number that came to mind was 207.
Yeah, I he just hasn't done nothing in the NFL. So I'll sell. I think you can get the 207. I would sell. I'm not. I always sell guys like this.
Yeah, I would probably do that.
Who've done nothing.
Scenario, he's the third target, best case scenario on that team, right?
Yeah,
maybe depending on Javonte.
I roster guys like this so I can sell them, not so I can use them.
Free money.
Yeah.
Salsa again, Tyler, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire hater. How low is too low for him that where you'd actually
I'm not taking him. I dislike him so much that I'm just not going to. No, I'm kidding. Of course, there's a price at which I would take him. I can tell you where I rank him among running backs. I think this is the most helpful. Instead of what round I would take him in a draft, I think most helpful among only veteran running backs without rookies included. I have him at running back 27.
Wow.
Yeah, well, why would you want failure on your team? He's so bad. He's literally one of the worst picks ever in a rookie draft. Probably the worst, considering that Jonathan Taylor was the next pick.
Would you rather have him or AJ Dillon?
Oh, AJ Dillon easily. AJ Dillon's actually capable of playing in the NFL.
Kareem Hunt.
Ooh, I don't really want Kareem Hunt, so I'll take Clyde.
I can't think of any other players in that same range.
Yeah, I have to give you some examples. I have Leonard Fournette, James Conner, both ahead of him.
Michael Carter?
Yes, also ahead. Again, Michael Carter is actually capable of playing in the NFL.
What about either Patriots back?
No, I don't want those players. I don't. The Patriots, they're bringing in Leonard Fournette for a visit. You want more players on the Patriots? I think that the Patriots 2023 starting running back is not currently on their team.
I don't think that that's impossible for sure.
Well, it's not Damian. It's not Damian Harris. Damian Harris is going to walk in free agency. Yeah. And Ramondre Stevenson is not that good.
Hopefully that helps out, Salsa. Aaron, what do you see being the realistic best case scenario for Green Bay's wide receiver situation come week 1? They draft Drake London. They sign
Julio Jones.
Oh, all right.
No, that's probably the best case scenario. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I'm trying to think of who the best free agents even are right now.
No, honestly, I think they're going to re-sign MVS. They're going to draft someone and then probably sign Julio Jones. Actually, if you want to know it realistically.
OBJ?
No, OBJ somehow
to the Rams. Pull him to Green Bay.
No, OBJ's going back to the Rams, and OBJ is also not going to be ready for the first 10 weeks. So
that's true.
But I do think that they're going to sign Julio.
And then they got that They're like 24 or something like that in the draft, I think. So that's a really good
22 and 29, I think.
Yeah. Drake London.
22 and
Book
28.
it. Giddy up. ETN in 2 seconds or Tyreek Hill. 10 team start 10.
Okay.
Is Juju good or bad, or who cares for Tyreek as well as a side?
First part is I'll take Tyreek still.
Tyreek.
And then the second part is who cares?
Doesn't matter. Tyreek's eaten with or without Juju on that field. Nicholas, how many bench spots do you think is the right amount in a 10-man starting 1 quarterback league that has 5 taxi spots and 3 IR spots? He currently has 15 players on bench.
All right, that's 15. That seems a little shallow. I don't know. I guess if you have 10 men starting, that's 25 total. Yeah, in a 10-team league, I'd like to go to at least 30 rostered. But I guess with 5 taxi and 3 IR, yeah, that's not far off. That's fine.
My general rule is
strong preference about this.
Yeah.
Do you like? I found enjoyment from the leagues where I actually get to play waivers. I found that sometimes I find that more enjoyable, and then I also find a different enjoyment in the leagues where I don't have to bother to set waivers. So, I like it both ways. So I do not have a strong preference. There is a number that I think is too few, which is generally. I want the total number of rostered players to be at least 250.
Okay.
But anything as long as it's more than that, I don't care.
Yeah. My general rule, I think, is 1.5 times the number of starters.
I don't really care about that as much. I care about the total number of players. There comes a point in which too many good players are free agents, and that shouldn't happen in Dynasty. That's why I say 250 rostered is the minimum. Anything less than that isn't really Dynasty to me. It's more keeper.
I think this is pretty clutch. 10 starters, 15 bench.
This is about right. Taxi. Yeah, because you have 250 and then plus taxi. So 300.
You can just move the taxi right into bench and you're done.
Exactly.
CH deserves to be hated. The man only gets 60% of the snaps with little to no competition.
That is true, and he also does nothing with them and looks terrible on all of his carries. Yeah, that guy. Also the one who can't catch. Somehow, despite being really good in college, get no receiving production at all. I don't understand.
I already know your answer here. Galladay the 208.
208.
Yeah, I'm the 208 as well.
Galladay.
I'm a Galladay advocate, but I'm a Galladay advocate at like the 308.
Yeah, the Giants believe me, if they could press a giant button and delete Kenny Galladay's contract from their lives, they would.
I think if they could delete most of Dave Gettleman's decisions from their lives, they probably would.
Well, they could delete Saquon Barkley at 2nd overall. They could do that. Deleting him would make a big improvement in their lives. Replacing him with Josh Allen would have been great. That would have been that's what I wanted to do back then, but they didn't listen to me.
Rad, are you getting worried about Trey Lance's development with the 49ers' reluctance to trade Jimmy G? Is it so much reluctance as they can't find somebody, or is this actually?
No, they badly overplayed their hand, and now they're waiting. Yeah, a little, but not overly so.
Are you selling Trey Lance?
No, you can't sell him. You have to hold. There's no point in selling him.
Like if you can move him to like Lamar or Dak.
Well, I would like to do that.
Not a lot.
Well, but I always would have done that.
Okay. More so.
For sure. Well, I mean, I've been saying that Lamar is a strong buy the whole time. So, I mean, yeah, but I was doing that before. Lamar's great. He's getting in a contract extension. I don't know why people aren't interested in Lamar.
Yeah, I don't really get it either. I think it's just because he got hurt. We haven't seen it.
Once people start to not like someone, then they continue to not like them.
Ed agrees with me. 1.5 times starting spots. Love to see it.
It's a good rule. Yeah, it's a good rule.
Sean, Juju and the 210 for 2023 first. Oh, all day.
23 first.
All day 2023 first. That's
23 first, especially in a Superflex.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young out there.
Oh, rank Ayuk, Bateman, and the 1.08 in a Superflex league.
Okay. 108.
I think it's reverse of this.
I have it 108 Ayuk. 108 Ayuk, then Bateman.
Okay.
But 108 is first.
I could be persuaded, but the 108 is for sure first.
Yeah, definitely.
Germinder.
Ooh, I like these questions because I can just answer with a number.
What's Matt Ryan's worth in a 12-team Superflex and start
Okay.
8? Wow.
So if you didn't see it, I don't know if you saw it, but people, the Colts guaranteed the rest of the money in Matt Ryan's contract. So essentially, now we thought they did this with Carson Wentz, but I don't know why they did this, but they did it. So they have committed to 2 years of Matt Ryan. So he's worth more than he was, actually, significantly more, but still not much. I have Matt Ryan between the 203 and the 204.
Okay. I like that. I was gonna say early to mid second. That same range kind of came up because he's not a first.
But essentially, the odds that Matt Ryan is starting in 2023 are like 80%. Whereas a week ago, they were like, to me, was a 50-50 shot. Now it's like 80% to me that he's starting. You have 2 years of something, even if it's bad. And I think it will be bad. I don't want Matt Ryan. I'm not buying him. I'm just saying that's what,
Yeah.
his value is.
Yep, I agree. Kevin took over an orphan Superflex, and the team that finished first had Herbert and a bunch of injury replacement quarterbacks shopping for a second quarterback. Recommendation on cheaper quarterback with upside.
Okay, so I try to avoid being in this situation, but you're inheriting an orphan. So Derek Carr.
Can you buy Derek Carr cheap right now?
Cheaper than he should be.
Cheaper. I know you're going to hate this, but hear me out. I've seen some really crazy questions regarding should I buy Carson Wentz for like the 212 in a Superflex league?
No, I still don't want to pay it.
I know where you're at with that, but boy, if I could snag Carson Wentz for a late second in a Superflex.
Carson Wentz is not going to solve your problem. You're going to get to week 8, and then he's not going to be playing. So then you get to the fantasy playoffs, you don't have that quarterback. So that's not helpful. You need to actually, when you get to that range in Superflex, you've already lost. You need to get something helpful. Derek Carr, do you think you could get Derek Carr for the 106? I think you can, and I'll pay it.
I think that's too high.
But then I want Derek Carr all day because I have Derek Carr valued. This is going to sound insane, but it's actually not insane if you actually look at where quarterbacks are going. I have Derek Carr valued between the 102 and the 103. Now, I'm not going to pay that because you don't have to. But, where do you rank? Like, what are Mac Jones and Tua worth, right? I mean, they're going to be worth more than any quarterback in this class other than Willis by a lot, right?
Sure.
And then, other than Hall, who in this class is really special that you're going to want over a starting quarterback? Honestly, probably nobody. So if I can pay the 107 for Derek Carr in a Superflex, 106, 107, I'm doing it all day. So that's that. There's your answer. That's the player.
I'm making a note because I'm in kind of.
So do it now because he's about to receive a massive extension.
Yes, he is. And when that happens, it's going to solidify him as a.
You don't trade for Devontae Adams and sign him to this massive deal who wanted to play with Derek Carr if they're not going to re-sign Derek Carr.
I'm trying to see who has Derek Carr.
I've been begging people to buy Derek Carr the whole time. This was when you could pay the 110. Now you're going to have to pay a little more, but I would still pay it.
Yep.
Obviously, if he's valued at the 102 to 103, like where I have him valued, don't pay that.
I love it. I love the call. What would you be willing to sell Elijah Mitchell for from Salsa?
Ooh,
I think my line was a 108.
I need more.
More than the 108?
Yeah, which means I'm not selling him. I think Elijah Mitchell is going to be special.
Oh, Carp.
You're not going to like
My
it.
heart just.
But I'd rather you won't like it. But I'd rather have Elijah Mitchell than Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
you won't like it.
My heart stopped.
Yeah, well, Elijah Mitchell actually has some gas left in the tank.
That is
actually
a close
good.
Call.
He actually looked good the last time we saw them play. Where Saquon Barkley looked like doggy poo.
Now, I'm assuming you would. That's a stupid question. Never mind. I would love to trade Saquon Barkley down to Elijah Mitchell and get something on top.
No, that would be great. I would do that all day if I had Saquon Barkley. That would probably be the first thing I would try.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in on
Maybe
that.
Elijah Moore plus would be the first thing I tried if I had Saquon Barkley.
And then you go to the other Elijah and you'd be like,
yeah,
that works. Okay.
Well, I love Elijah Moore. I mean, I love Elijah Moore.
Hey guys, with Edmonds going to Miami, do you see Eno taking over his snap share and finishing as a high-end flex?
Okay. No, I don't. And I did say on Twitter that I got one more Eno Benjamin question. There's no player, and I think the people who are watching know, the ones who follow me more closely know what's coming, or this isn't just an intentional troll question. No, Eno Benjamin sucks. He's been active for 9 of 33 games in his career. Don't waste your time. Ask me about players who matter.
I think Eno Benjamin was a good player to stash like 3 months ago. And now if you could sell him to somebody on the hopes that he is becoming the RB2, do it.
There will always be delusional people out there.
Do it.
So
I was stashing Eno all last year. So if I could do that.
Yeah, well, he wasn't active for any of those games. So I don't know why you didn't just cut him and stash someone who's actually playing.
30-man rosters.
Still.
MFL already had startups, never fold. They're paused until after the NFL draft.
Well, MFL is just a platform, though.
Wait, NFL paused it? No way.
No. MFL is just a platform. MFL doesn't have leagues, really, unless I'm not knowing something. MFL is a fantasy platform like Sleeper. But they don't.
Do they have? I'm trying to remember because I feel like, I don't know, this is like a Mandela effect of like me seeing like a page where you could like join a league on MFL.
I mean, they have it, but that's the same thing as the DLF forum. They don't run leagues.
Right.
They need to focus more on actually improving their platform so it's usable.
They're not going to do that. I have inside source information that they're not going to do that.
Well, then I'll keep saying that they should.
Spida, if you can get a 2023 first for Juju, I'd do it. Absolutely. Money. Campbell, one quarterback. What's the highest draft pick you would give up?
No. We're not asking the question that way.
What is the highest draft pick you want? What is the lowest draft pick you want back for CEH?
Yeah, I would. I'd take any first.
I don't think you can sell him for a first.
Then if you still have him, I'm sorry.
206.
Well, maybe you're better off trying to get a player then. Could you trade? You think you could trade him for Miles Sanders? Maybe.
I was gonna say like Ramondre Stevenson and just like hope that
you might have to trade him for like 4 tiny pieces instead of one that you want. That might be how you have to do it. Or package Clyde with something else to go up to something else. Like, could you combine Clyde with a pick to move up? You might have to do it that way.
Oh, I like it. That's a good one.
There are creative ways. Get rid of him, though. We're getting rid of him.
Derek Carr or the 2023 first?
Carr.
Yeah.
Carr.
And just really hope that that's not 101. But
well,
yes.
I just people don't value quarterbacks in Superflex correctly. There are so few reliable ones, and there are so many crappy ones that if you have an opportunity to get someone who's going to now play with Davante Adams, and we saw, I'm done with Aaron Rodgers now. By the way, I mean, I think Davante Adams was. I mean, we saw it, right? Not that Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers not the same player, but essentially Julio Jones made Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Aaron Rodgers was good before Davante Adams, but will 38-year-old Aaron Rodgers be good without Davante Adams? I don't know. Certainly not going to be as good as he was before. So I don't know. I still want Derek Carr, and I'm confident that Davante Adams is going to make a huge difference for him.
Asking for a friend. Aaron Rodgers are 23 first and second.
Picks easily. I'd rather have Derek Carr than Aaron Rodgers, if that wasn't obvious by what I just said.
Oh, the dude rejected my offer. I got a little greedy.
Also, for the record, by the way, just remember that Peyton Manning went from MVP at 37 to done cooked at 39. There's no guarantee that Aaron Rodgers is going to be this good at 40. There just isn't. There's one Tom Brady. One. No one else.
Okay, so fun fact. While you're talking about Derek Carr, I offered a trade to the Derek Carr manager in my DLF Cup League.
Yeah.
So I got a little greedy. I offered the 1.04 and the 2.03 for Derek Carr and Leonard Fournette.
Yeah.
And he He rejected it, and in the comments that he left, I'm impressed that you're sending offers while live streaming Ask DLF.
Oh my God, you got caught. Also, for the record, 378 votes in 27 minutes. 378 votes. It's 64.8% for Breece Hall.
Wow.
28% Malik Willis. 3.4% Treylon Burks.
Let's keep it going. Can we get
Other is doing better than Treylon Burks at the moment. But yeah, 378 votes. Thanks everyone for voting.
Nicholas, would you rather have the 107 and the 109 or the 1.04? Also has threes and the 209.
107 and 109.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Train analyzer will agree.
I mean, you're dropping back 3 picks and you're picking up the 109. I'm about it. Alejandro, where are you ranking Elijah Moore in this year's draft?
Okay, let's make this easy and say 1 QB, just so we don't cross value. Well, I'd rather have Hall. I'd rather have Walker. And as of now, for sure, that's probably it. But I would take the 103 on the gamble that if I could combine everyone else, there's probably going to be someone else that I'd like. But if I had to pick now, I would put him third behind Hall and Walker.
Hall, Walker, and Drake London on the Packers. Done.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying, I would take the 103 over Moore on the likelihood that there's going to probably be one player who gets the landing spot I want to put him in a place to take him over Moore. But I as of right now, if I'm just ranking Moore straight against the receivers, I would have Moore ahead of all of them.
I like it. Matt Ryan or random 23 second.
I mean, if you have Matt Ryan, I'm fine selling him for this, but I get it. I'm not paying this to get Matt Ryan. My buy price for Matt Ryan is not in the second round. So I'm not paying this.
I tend to agree as well.
I have no buy price for Matt Ryan. He's a player I'm not buying, essentially. He would have to come at more than a 50% discount for me to bother. It's not in the second round. Is my buy price is in the third.
John, 12-team, 1 quarterback, Deshaun Watson, Elijah Moore, the 103, or the 111.
No, the
103 and 111, or Justin Jefferson and Justin Fields. Wow, these are some names.
Tough. Jefferson side still, even so. It's a bunch of maybe. It's a bunch of maybe. Maybe is not good enough. Justin Jefferson's too good. I'll take Justin Jefferson. I get it, but it's not even that close for me.
Yep. Yeah, I will agree as well. Just take Justin Jefferson and 1 quarterback, Watson, Fields.
You're not going to get a star with any of that. Elijah Moore, I don't think, is a superstar either. I think he has a potential to be great, but I don't think he could be Justin Jefferson.
Yep. I agree. Just take the better player. Trogdor, the Jets take a wide receiver early. I could see the offense taking off. Wilson was better down the stretch.
I could see them taking a wide receiver early. The Berrios extension makes me think it's a little less likely because they committed a good amount of money. They still have Davis's money and Elijah Moore second round pick. It's possible they could take one at 10th overall, but I'm leaning against it, whereas before I was leaning toward it.
Yeah, I'd be more curious if they go at the 210 in that early second round range and see if somebody falls out of day one.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was a good chance they would be interested in a tight end. I thought Trey McBride, at 35 or 38, was all set up, but not now. Not after signing 2 tight ends in free agency. Also, with signing 2 tight ends in free agency, they're going to have a desire to play some 12 personnel. So drafting another wide receiver makes even less sense. So I think they might spend, a second round pick is not as much of an investment, but I don't see it in the first round anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's actually more likely they pick a running back in the second round.
I was literally just about to say that. I'm more curious to see if they take a running back.
I will say that Michael Carter is a threat to Kenneth Walker, but not Breece Hall. If Breece Hall goes there, Michael Carter is done.
Yeah. If Kenneth Walker goes there, he is a really good thumper to Michael Carter's exclusive.
Well, Kenneth Walker doesn't have to be a workhorse. Breece Hall is a workhorse anywhere he goes. He'll push anybody aside, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, I agree with you. Jimmy, what is the highest 2022 startup pick you would trade for a 2023 first rounder in Superflex?
Oh, it's somewhere like in the early 6th or so. It's usually in the 7th, but this year it's in the 6th. You want me to? I don't know. Is it 602? Is it 603? Is it 604? Is the number really matter? But it's about a round earlier this year than it is usually. I usually say mid 7th. Oh, the highest.
Ooh, holy!
If
crap.
you're like, the question is, what is a 23 first worth? I'd usually say a mid 7th. This year, it's probably a mid 6th.
I literally scrolled down and I saw David Montgomery. Oh, this is Superflex. Okay, so yeah, so I agree in the 6th round.
Yeah, that's about right.
I just noticed I was in one quarterback leagues and I was like, why is David
Like,
Montgomery in the 5th
Elijah
round?
Moore is in the 6th, and I'd rather have Elijah Moore, Pittman, and then Elijah Mitchell is probably where I changed my mind and take the first. So yeah, that's right in the mid 6th.
Yep. Joe, Judy for the 110 and the 310 in Superflex. 30 receiver, upgrade quarterback, current value down due to injuries and touchdown regressions, but are all signs pointing up with Russell Wilson.
I'll take the picks. It's very close, but I'll take the picks. I just don't know why Jerry Jeudy. I'm just not going to pay this for Jerry Jeudy. I'll take the picks. Take my chances.
I'll take Jerry Jeudy because I think he's better than any wide receiver you're getting there at the 110.
Maybe, but he already has 2 years of failure on his resume, and we don't want failure. One more strike, and he's out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll lean in on Russell Wilson a little bit there.
Russell Wilson has had some issues with some consistency for fantasy weapons lately. So I don't know.
Better than Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
Well, that's not a high bar. I mean, Drew disaster. We've seen the Drew Lock throwing motion, right? I mean, we've seen that. We know what that looks like. We don't want more of that.
Did I really just get a notification that says Odell Beckham Jr. is open to reunion with the Browns after they traded for Deshaun Watson?
That is a bunch of nonsense.
Oh no.
I think Jarvis Landry reuniting with the Browns is actually like, a realistic thing. But Odell, I can't see that. I didn't get anything on Sleeper, so
it was a Bleacher Report one.
I don't buy it.
It might be nonsense.
Eric, clickbait.
Eric asks, is the 105 and a 23 first enough to move off 101 in a Superflex? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, our buddy over here. I still don't know. Is it P2 Thar or P2 THAR? Like, because it's like the lowercase and the capitalization messes me up. But he had his tacos for dinner tonight, ready for a great show, and we love to see it. Where are we at? Patrick, at what point in a Superflex startup draft, 14-team Superflex startup draft, are you willing to use a pick on Calvin Ridley?
Let's see. I have Calvin Ridley at 168th overall.
Holy smokes.
So that is the late 14th round.
What wide receiver is that?
What wide receiver do I have him ranked as?
I'm just curious.
I have Calvin Ridley ranked at wide receiver 51, and that's only veterans, not even rookies.
I feel like that's a little higher than I expected it to come from. I was waiting for a 60.
51 is pretty bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Trogdor, who are your top 5 rookie wide receivers as of now?
This is rare. Question for Addison. I get so many questions that are from me.
My current top 5 rookie wide receivers are Drake London, Treylon Burks, Garrett Wilson. And then I've had trouble with 4 and 5 because I don't know where Chris Olave slots in because he is like super close to Garrett Wilson, but he's a 4-year guy. And he was the wide receiver 3 on Ohio State this last year. So I don't really like that. George Pickens is interesting to me, but I'm just scared that I'm just starting to slot him in because there's not much else. And then who am I missing here?
Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams is probably going to end up being my wide receiver 4 with Pickens as my 5.
Yeah, I have Burks 1, Wilson 2, London 3, Williams 4, Olave 5.
Okay. Is Pickens 6?
Yes.
Just that. Okay. Olave scares me. I'm just a little concerned that he's a kind of a trap door and he's going to get that first round draft capital. And I'm just a little like,
I've spent less time doing rookie stuff this year. It just feels like if you look at it this year, where is the focus this year, this Dynasty offseason right now, these last 2 months? Where has the focus been? Has it been on what's going on among the veterans who are currently in the NFL, or has it been on the rookie class generally? More than last year, it's been on the veterans and what's going on in the NFL now, much more so than last year. People were talking about the rookie class in February, March, much more last year than they are this year. People, I just think, are just not that interested. And that's, since people are not that interested, as someone who does the content really for the people, I haven't done much rookie content, if any.
Yeah.
I have not sensed the demand. I haven't had people begging me for, like last year I had people begging rookie ranks. And this year I hear it like a couple times a day, but like people are like, when I say, oh, it'll come up later, they're like, okay, I can wait. No one's banging down my door for rookie ranks. So that tells me that the enthusiasm about this class is a big thumbs down.
Yeah, it's not good. Everybody wants 2023 right now, and I do not like the rookie burnout either. The rookie burnout is horrible.
Well, I also just think that like people take victory laps and you have no idea if you're going to be right or not, and it's just like I don't care. Like I have so few followers. I'm not a Debbie analyst. Almost none of my patrons are doing pre-draft rookie drafts. So like I barely like the only reason I publish pre-draft rookie rankings on my Patreon is because people asked for them. But I haven't updated them in like a couple weeks. It's not like I
mean, there's nothing really to update. It just
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing to update. Just kind of how I'm looking at them, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Patrick asks, rank these tight ends. He says not great options, but still curious. Brevin Jordan, David Njoku, Albert Okwuegbunam.
Reverse the order.
Reverse it. Yeah.
I mean, they're not close to each other really for me. Reverse the order.
I really hope David Njoku does something this year, just so I think he might sign somewhere and be great.
Yeah, but then they'll franchise tag him again, or they'll find a new way to keep him on the roster.
I mean, maybe he's good with Deshaun Watson. He stays in Cleveland, and then that just ended up working out. I don't know, but I just want Njoku to do something.
Yeah.
Just to keep going back to this, is this really a hill you're willing to die on, Addison? I'm assuming this is Tua. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Addison. Addison and Cal are definitely willing to die on hills. Probably more than me.
I've changed my mind. As soon as I see Trevor Lawrence do something, I'll change my mind. Nicholas, London.
I'm like Walker? The least loyal analyst, though. Like I have no loyalties. Like I'll change my mind whenever. I don't care. That's why I'm glad. Unfortunately, now I've developed a brand of like hating Juju. What's gonna happen if I start liking Juju? Are people gonna be like? Because this was really my first like big show, so it's only been these players, and a lot of the players I disliked going into the season, I was right about. Wentz, Locke, Juju.
I think I'm gonna try to make a T-shirt for you that has all of those players on it.
Well, now we have my new catchphrase is big failure.
Oh,
big failure is now a thing. It's like we have failure, but then big failure. So we really emphasize it to really get the point across.
Nicholas asked London or Walker at the 103 and one quarterback. If London goes to the Jets and Walker goes to the Dolphins.
Walker.
It's
Walker almost no matter what for me, though.
No, when Drake London is a Green Bay Packer.
Nope.
I need to keep manifesting this.
Nope. Unless it's really bad, I will take Hall and Walker over any wide receiver in this class, no matter what.
I mean, that's probably going to honestly be the situation. You might not even have the chance to draft Walker at the 103. It might be Hall.
I don't think you will.
Yeah. With how running backs rise post-draft?
Yeah, I have Hall 1 and Walker 2. Mm-hmm. And it's not close to 3.
Yeah. This is a really interesting question. I'm super excited for this one because of
don't get me started. We're not talking about a player I hate.
How much does Mariota at quarterback hurt Kyle Pitts' value?
A lot. I mean, if you're playing redraft, if you're playing Dynasty, not at all.
Did you have any opinion on my tweet? I'm assuming you saw it.
Oh, I definitely saw it. But, I've turned over a new leaf lately. I really have. I've turned over a new leaf lately. On Twitter, I've decided to be nice. And when I see something I disagree with or I don't like, I've realized that I have the option just to scroll. I have the option to scroll and not make any comment about it. So I refrained from saying anything about your tweet.
That's so kind of you.
It's so kind, but now you're here. No, it's ridiculous. What waiting for? I don't know what you're talking about with waiting for. He had over 1,000 yards in his rookie season. What are we waiting for exactly?
So
everything's fine.
Yeah, I've actually been planning to make a kind of like a video about this because I didn't really get the chance to articulate myself super well in 280 characters. And I feel like the waiting for aspect kind of got just completely focused on, which I kind of get when I reread the tweet. But anyway, my fear with Kyle Pitts is that we are going to be in this situation where the team is so bad and Marcus Mariota is meh. And even if they draft someone, like even if they get the 1.01, 1.02 next year, they get Bryce Young, right? Then we're talking about a rookie quarterback. And, then that comes with its own issues, assuming that rookie quarterback is not.
This is too much of this. Like, if this, then this, if
I don't
this.
really think it's all that if. It's more like I don't view Kyle Pitts as somebody who's going to break my fantasy team open at the tight end position, but we're paying tight end 1 overall value for him. And honestly, the biggest advice that I wanted to give off of all of that I couldn't articulate this super well, was just if you have the option to move Kyle Pitts for Mark Andrews plus, for George Kittle plus, I would be wanting to do that now because I don't think that value is going to be there again in over a year.
Well, I think you're going into 2 assets there. Andrews, maybe. Kittle, no. Kittle, you're going into an asset whose value is going to go way down no matter what. I mean, Kittle's turning 29 this year. You're not talking about an ascending asset. Andrews, I can understand because I really like Mark Andrews a lot.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, I want to invest in. I mean, to me, he's the only other like kind of stud level tight end asset in Dynasty other than Pitts. Mark Andrews, I understand. Anyone else, no. Unless I have Pitts or Andrews, I'm not really happy with my tight end position. So if I can get Andrews plus a lot, sure. Otherwise, no. I'm not moving Pitts at all.
Which is kind of the problem why Kyle Pitts is just always going to be up there. It's just there's nothing else at the tight end position.
Kelsey is old. Waller's and Kittle are also kind of old and have their own problems. Mm-hmm. And then, there's no one else.
Yeah. Like he's still my Dynasty tight end 1, and I'm not panic selling him. I would just be more open to trying to move off of him for a player who's going to produce a lot more.
But the thing is that his perceived value has gone down more than his real value has. So you never sell players like that. You can't. Because the perceived value's gone down more than the real thing. So he's not if anything, he's a strong buy to me, not a sell. Yeah. Oh, and also, let's talk about Marcus Mariota. Oh. Marcus Mariota sucks.
He supported Delaney Walker. Tyler.
No. That's not the point. Marcus Mariota sucks. I hear all these people trying to romanticize Marcus Mariota. He was so good. He was so good. He was so bad. He was so bad in 2019. So bad. All of the weapons on Tennessee were horrible. And then, Ryan Tannehill comes in, and then all of a sudden, everything is great. Everything is great. The team looks amazing. I mean, Marcus Mariota literally is unwatchable quarterback. He's so horrible. He should never have seen another opportunity to do anything relevant other than take a few backup snaps. He is not a starting quarterback. Really, I think he's awful. I think Mitch Trubisky is way better. I think I can understand. There was something more you could have seen. But Marcus Mariota has no arm. I mean, he has no arm. He's a boring passer. I mean, what is this? Like, we have 74 games and 77 touchdowns passing. That's terrible. And I don't want to hear about an excuse about a lack of offense. If you can't do that, you can't do that. So, he averaged 181 yards per game. 181. That's awful. Awful. Is just not someone I want anything. I mean, he has no volume, no upside, nothing. And people say, he ran the ball. Yeah, I mean, he ran the ball for, 25 yards a game in his best season. That's gonna make or break you, right? That 2.5 fantasy points. That is going to win you a fantasy. No, it's not. Marcus Mariota sucks. He always sucked, by the way. He was never good. He always sucked. And that's it. The people history rewriting are just, I don't know what Marcus Mariota they remember, but it's not the one who actually played in the NFL. It's some other guy.
It was the Oregon one.
Yeah, that one. They remember the prospect. Who, by the way, as a prospect, the concerns about him was that he was boring, didn't have a lot of arm strength, and wasn't going to be able to make a difference in an NFL level. And then you see what happened, right? I mean, boring.
Yeah. But Tyler, he's with the same head coach on a team that paid him so much, that has so much offense.
Right. Yes, that one. The one who was responsible for benching him as the offensive coordinator. That guy. The one who was there when he was benched. That's the coach that he has. The one who sent him to the bench, where he belongs. I also don't think that he's going to start very many games. Atlanta's going to be picking a quarterback this year. I think so. The 8th overall pick, I think, could very easily be quarterback.
Yeah. Which I don't know if that's a quarterback that we want.
Oh no, I don't want. I don't want that quarterback. I didn't say that. Yeah. I'm just saying that. I also think that there are some teams where Baker Mayfield is still out there. Now, I don't think a lot of teams are interested in paying Baker Mayfield $18 million, nor are they interested in trading anything for Baker Mayfield. But if Baker Mayfield were released, I think there would be teams in free agency that would be interested in Baker Mayfield, and the Falcons could be one of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. The Falcons, the Steelers, and the Seahawks and the Panthers, there are more teams that would be interested in Baker if he were free, but pay, and they don't have to pay him $18 million.
Yeah. And also, apparently, the Browns are asking for a first-round pick. So
yeah, they're not getting a first-round pick. What's going to happen is that you're going to get to the point, Baker's actually going to cost a pick to move.
Yeah, he's going to
have to pay a pick. So essentially, the Browns are going to have two options. They have to pay him the $18 million no matter what. It's fully guaranteed. They either cut him or they keep him at $18 million just to spite him so he can't play for anyone else. Those are their two options, essentially.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Let's see. Everybody's talking about the Spiller 40
time.
Not
was good. That's a pro day time. That's terrible.
Yikes.
That's terrible. That's an embarrassment. He shouldn't have run the 40.
He's still running the 40.
Better than Jalen Watermeyer's 40, though. That one was really bad.
Kyron Williams.
Well, Kyron Williams is still running his 40 right now, but Jalen Watermeyer's 40, I mean, it was so bad, right? I mean, what was it? Like, I don't even know.
I don't even know. I didn't see what it was. Rumor has it in the YouTube comments that Drake London's running a 4.75, so we'll see how that goes.
Ooh, he better not be.
No, there's no way he runs a 4.75.
Yeah, he better not be.
Randy, so if you have Brady, Wentz, Goff, and Wilson, would the 202 be enough for Wentz or Goff?
You're in a tough spot because you need the quarterbacks, but
right.
I would
sell Goff for the 202.
This is the wrong idea. The right idea is to try to add something to Wentz or Goff to get someone you want.
I think Goff for the 202 is a smash.
Yes, but again, you need to get a different quarterback instead of focusing on selling.
Good point. Oh, he ran backwards. He's not even going to get drafted. No. Oh, no.
You think I could have run better than his time?
Probably. I feel confident.
I'm 6 feet, 150. I'm skinny.
What's that BMI?
Oh, it's low. It's like 20. I don't know. I feel like I played football this weekend. I feel like if you put me I have a nice pair of cleats, I feel like I could smash that Jalen Watermeyer's time.
Oh, give it a shot. See what happens.
I might try. 40 yards is farther than you think.
Oh, yeah, it is. I remember running that in high school, and I was like, why did I just run 40 yards?
But I'm willing to give it a try.
Alms says, what's Gabriel Davis's value? Is he a sell or a hold? And he did go for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns the last time we saw him, in case he forgot.
Okay, so he's a sell.
Yes,
but only if you can get, especially with Jamison Crowder signing. Not that that's a big deal, but it just gives some, something else there. I don't know. He's a sell, but what can you get?
If you get any first, that's auto done.
Yeah,
I'd say.
But I'm probably not taking much less than that.
See, what I think happened is the Jameson Crowder signing. I think you are right in that it pulls targets away from Gabe Davis. I think other people see it as that type of move that doesn't hurt Gabe Davis. Like that's that veteran coming in because they need depth kind of guy, and Gabe Davis is still going to be the guy.
It's better than the alternative, which is I had them signing Christian Kirk in the first place.
Oh,
yeah. But I did not think that Christian Kirk was getting $84 million. So, I couldn't have foreseen. If you could trade Gabriel Davis from Rondale Moore, would you do it?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I suggest you go and do.
Yeah, I would.
Do that.
I think the Bills still draft somebody. They got a late first. I think they might draft somebody.
But I would still go sell Gabe Davis for Rondale Moore.
Yes, I would.
I like Rondale Moore.
PJ, how good do you think Robinson will be on the Rams? I think he's a good fit. So
this brings up something about the too many mouths to feed. So that only works top down. So wherever you are in the pecking order, if someone is added above you, then I'm concerned. If someone's added below you and Robinson is way less than Kupp, I'm not worried about Kupp at all.
No, I think this would be really good for Robinson, but I also don't think it has an effect on Kupp.
Yeah, I mean, Woods was good when he was in, and then OBJ was in when Woods was out for most of it. So there were always other players. I didn't move Kupp's rank at all.
No.
As for Robinson, I think he'll be good. But, in Dynasty, I'm out. I'm not interested in a 29-year-old wide receiver who's not going to be a difference maker. Yeah. I have him at wide receiver 33 in Dynasty.
Yeah, I think he finishes as like a borderline top 25, kind of where Amari Cooper was last year. So that's
So I got into an argument with Ryan, not a bad argument on my podcast yesterday, when he was talking about in redraft, he would rank Robinson like as a mid wide receiver 3. And I was like, no, I'm going to rank him around wide receiver 20 in redraft. But honestly, then my ranking makes sense. If I rank him around wide receiver 20 in redraft and he's 29, wide receiver 33 in Dynasty sounds about right.
Yep. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Adam, I would trade all of them, Randy, besides Wilson. I would take the 2.2 for all of them, especially if rebuilding. You can hold on to Brady if you're competing. Yep.
Well, if you're rebuilding, then trade them all. But if you're competing, you have to find a way to fix the quarterback problem. If you're competing, you can't just trade everyone away. It doesn't work that way. You have to fix it somehow.
Ridley Truther, what's up, buddy? High tight end premium leagues like 1.5 to 1.75. How do you guys value what normally would be tight end 2s? Guys like Komet, Thomas, Higbee, etc., but with the super high premium.
Okay, so on my Patreon, I have a chart for this. If you don't want to sign up for that, the DLF Trade Analyzer will help you. If for some reason you're watching this and don't have a DLF subscription, 10
out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, I would recommend that. I mean, you just kind of move them up a little bit. I have a way of doing it, but that's hard to explain on the show how I rank it. I just kind of do a value adjustment. So
yeah, the problem
is overarching. This is not an overarching question that has a overarching answer.
The problem with tight end premium for these kinds of tight ends is it doesn't really help them. All tight end premium does is just stretch the elite guys farther, Like,
well, Logan, it does help. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's going to separate them from, they're not going to be wide receiver 5s and 6s. They're going to be.
Yeah. I mean, it does, tight end premium also accentuates the difference between, decent and bad.
Right.
Oh, we have a super chat. I'll give you this. We'll do this one. Okay.
Ridley Truther, what's up, buddy?
Do you think? Thanks for the super chat, by the way.
Thank you.
Do you think Minshew will be moved prior to week 1 to a starting gig anywhere? Have him on a lot of super flex benches? If so, what are you trying to get? No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think the Minshew dream is done. Unfortunately,
no, I disagree with that. I think once he's a free agent, he might have a chance, but no one's going to trade for Minshew. Because you don't trade for Minshew to be your backup, and I don't see the Eagles getting rid of him.
Yeah, he's a really good backup.
He's cheap, also. He's a 6th-round pick.
Right, and when Jimmy Garoppolo's out there, Carson,
and then the Eagles are going to get a comp pick when he walks.
Yep.
So they'd only trade him if someone offered a day 2 pick, and I don't see anyone doing that. So
I would keep holding.
I would say no. I think we answered this.
Yes. Really, any tight
Yeah,
end
it's
one.
the same
Yeah.
kind of thing. This is a great question, but I mean, honestly, like even in the article, which I do every week on this show, this is still a hard thing to write about. It's just not something that has a one size fits all answer, unfortunately. Yeah.
What do you think of Everett on the Chargers?
Well, I don't hate it, right? I mean, I always wanted a tight end to go to the Chargers, so I like it for his value. It's good for his value.
Would you rather have Everett or Alberto?
Alberto.
Okay.
Because I know that Everett isn't good. Whereas Alberto, we haven't seen enough yet, so maybe he's good.
Right. Jake, what should I get for ETN Superflex? Pick wise.
Well. Yeah. 108 or better. If you're going to sell, at least.
Yep.
At least. I'd like to get more.
Mid first.
Yeah.
Lewis, what is Cooper's value right now? Got offered 2 seconds for Amari Cooper.
For Amari Cooper? That's not good enough.
No. He got bumped back into a first round range.
Yeah, I want more than that.
Yep. Waiting for the Tua versus Trevor discussion gets popcorn ready.
We've had it already. I mean, we all know where the value is. We all know who the better prospect was.
We do. Yes, we do.
It's obviously with Trevor. The people know. They know what to do.
Agreed. Again, first for Amari. PJ,
Absolutely.
Do you like Josh Jacobs?
Not as much as Addison does, but yes.
Did Devontae Adams hurt him? Or help him?
I don't know. I don't think about things that way.
Because I'm curious on that, because there's a lot of ifs on that one. Like, does Devontae Adams take more red zone targets because that's the kind of wide receiver he is? Or does he help because their team is better, so Josh Jacobs scores more?
So let me ask, so red zone targets, right? How many receiving touchdowns does Josh Jacobs have in his career?
Probably like 1.
It's 0.
Oh, nice. Give him too much credit.
So don't worry about that.
Well, the red zone targets I just meant was like, do the opportunities that Josh Jacobs would get running the ball in, do those get thrown to Devontae Adams? But
this is galaxy brain.
That's
like
that's what I'm all about.
I always say people waste a lot of time. They waste a lot of time thinking about a lot of this stuff, and this stuff is not very helpful. Generally, a wide receiver doesn't affect a running back's fantasy value. Sometimes it does, but for someone like Josh Jacobs, if anything, I would say the offense is going to be better, so I'd like him more. But I did not move his value.
I like where his value is, which I'm assuming is probably better than market price.
We broke the 100 mark for live viewers for the first time ever.
First time ever?
Yeah, first time ever. Cal and I have been talking about that. So thank you to everyone watching, and I appreciate all of you.
Yes, as do I. As does Cal. We will speak for him as well.
It's true. He does.
David, who won this trade? Full point PPR Superflex. Team A got Watson, Harris, Brandon Cooks, and a 2023 first. Team B got Dobbins, Sanders, Fields, Komet, and AJ Brown. Wow, they just and AJ Brown.
Yeah, I know. And AJ Brown was just kind of slipped in there.
I think this is Team B.
I guess it's got to be Team B, right? Because Fields, Fields and Dobbins is a good offer for Watson, and then I'd rather have AJ Brown. And yeah, it's close. It's close. And the first is with. Oh no, it's actually the other side. Oddly enough. Oh yeah, it's the other side somehow. Watson is worth a lot.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it's the Watson side. As much as I don't like it.
Man, I think I take the Field side and just breaking Watson in a first into Fields, Dobbins, and AJ Brown. And
yeah, but Najee Harris is in there too. Najee Harris is in there too.
Oh, is that Najee Harris? For some reason, I thought that was Damian Harris.
Well, if it's Damian Harris, then it's it's Team B. But if that's Najee Harris, then it's Team A.
Najee Harris, it's Team A.
Yeah.
Damian Harris, it's
Team B. That's Damian Harris. It's definitely Team B.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
We got that in there.
Yeah.
T. Higgins and Albert O or CD Lamb?
I'll take CD Lamb anyway. Just because your profile picture is CD Lamb.
Oh. I feel like I have to say T. Higgins based on my YouTube video where I literally showed that T. Higgins and CD Lamb are the same player.
Yeah, except CD Lamb's a lot better player than T. Higgins.
And no Amari Cooper. So hopefully now he is the alpha. So Chubb and Cousins are the 108 and 2 random 23 seconds. 12-team Superflex.
What? Chubb and Cousins.
Yeah,
easily.
That one's pretty easy. One quarterback league. Kenneth Walker, okay at the 1.03. And
he's okay at the 102. He's okay at the 103.
I also have the 1.05, but can't really miss out on. Yep. If he's there, you're praying that he's there.
I got to tell you, you're not going to get him. You're not going to get him. It's going to be Hall Walker 1-2. Trust me.
Yep. I would try to talk to 102 and just be like, yo, you want like an extra second to like solidify?
No, don't do that. Forget that. Talk to 101. Try to get 101, get Hall. Forget Walker. You don't need Walker. Hall is what you need.
That works as well. Fournette signed with Tampa? Yes, he did.
He did, yeah, today. 3 years, 21 million with up to 24 million possible. I didn't see how much was guaranteed. I don't know if that was released, but yes.
That doesn't matter because all he cares about is 2022 with Tom Brady.
Yeah, my guess is it's similar to James Conner's deal where it's really a 2-year deal. But, either way, I like Leonard Fournette. And I moved him back up in Dynasty. He now comes in at running back 22.
Okay. I'm with it. Darnell Mooney in the 109 or Joe Mixon, Superflex.
I like Mooney a lot. And I like the 109. This is light, though, for a running back. Makes a difference making running back, honestly. This feels light. I'll take Mixon.
I'll take Mixon. My two studs lost their quarterbacks. Who are you more worried about, DK or Kyle Pitts this season?
This season, Kyle Pitts, but generally value DK because the scarcity at tight end is a lot stronger.
Right. DK could keep slipping and slipping as these wide receivers keep coming in.
Whereas Pitts, even if he duplicates last year, is still going to be valued where he is now.
Pitts could do half of last year and he'll still be tight end 1.
And honestly, the other tight ends are so old. I mean, Waller and Kittle are approaching that 30, and Kelsey is only going to continue to decline. Pitts' stranglehold at the top could only increase. Andrews is also not as young as people think.
We're going to get to the point
Andrews
where
is more than 5 years younger or older than Pitts.
4.
So there's also Mark Andrews' birthday is different depending on where you look.
Really? Okay, so I'm just looking at DLF ADP.
Yeah, no. See, the real thing is September 95. He's actually September 95, according to like the official sources. So the DLF, you can correct that one. No, I did my own research when this came up last time. So he actually turns 27 in September. So he's actually over 5 years older than Pitts.
There is a tight end prospect in next year's class who's very Pittsian, who's honestly, I would not be surprised if he comes in as tight end 2 off the rip.
He might.
Yep. Where does Melvin Gordon end up?
I've been waiting. Kansas City.
Oh.
I've been saying this forever. Because they need someone competent who can actually play running back. They don't have that right now. So they need something better. But you know what I've been saying? You want to know what I've been saying? That I've been saying I think really would make fantasy dynasty managers happy. Kansas City has the 30th overall pick. I think that they should take Breece Hall.
No.
Yes, I do. I think they need a running back.
Yeah, but I think that kind of hurts Hall a little bit.
No, Clyde sucks. If Hall went there, he would be the instant workhorse.
The reason why it would hurt Breece Hall is because of Clyde, in that we have it so fresh in our memories of how bad Clyde was that it
might hurt his perceived value, but then give me more. Yeah. Give me more of Breece Hall in that on Kansas City. You know, he's actually good, unlike Clyde. I'll take him all day.
We'll see. I'm very interested to see now.
But I don't think any of that happens. I do think Melvin Gordon is likely to end up in Kansas City. If he doesn't end up there, I mean, where are the other?
Where does he go? Back to Denver.
I was saying Tampa, I was saying Tampa, but that was just closed off by Fournette. I thought Seattle was an outside chance, but Penny went back there. So we're running out of spots. Maybe the Jets.
Yeah.
The Jets need a complimentary piece. But honestly, Kansas City and Denver.
That's probably what it's going to end up being. Where were we? Why is Landry waiting to sign, assuming he must have offers?
Maybe he just wants the best offer. Maybe he's weighing his options. He does have offers. Landry is someone who is people are still interested in Jarvis Landry.
Yeah. And
Jarvis Landry has the luxury to choose his spot. I think the Bills were in on Landry, but they probably didn't meet the price.
Yeah, I was going to say he's a little proud. So the price, he's probably asking for a decent.
Yeah, the Bills went cheaper. The Chiefs also probably went cheaper. I think Juju went for less than Landry wants.
Probably. Yep.
Base anyway. Incentive makes it complicated. But I don't know. I mean, Landry, he's got to go somewhere that has some slot time open. There's a team that has slot time open that he just left. That now has Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's more likely Landry goes back to the Browns than Odell.
OBJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I like Eric's comment here. Daniel Jones has all the tools to succeed except actual talent.
Yeah.
Allegedly, San Francisco has 2 seconds waiting for Jimmy Garoppolo, but
they don't have that. That's bullshit.
That is bull.
That's John Lynch is a liar. We know that.
Yeah.
We know he doesn't have that offer. If he actually had it, why would he tell the media? Come on, John Lynch. I know better.
There's no way that he would not take the profit on Jimmy G right now with Trey Lance sitting in the wings.
His market is really closed at this point.
Yeah, it's Carolina or Seattle, but he's not trading in division, so it's literally
maybe
Carolina.
He will, though. Yeah, I think it's Carolina at this point. I do think Carolina actually does complete the trade for Jimmy G.
Yeah. What rookie quarterback was the best sophomore year? Fields.
Trevor Lawrence.
For fantasy, I think it's Fields.
For fantasy, it's Trey Lance.
Oh. No, Jimmy G's still starting for the Niners.
Fields is a disaster. They brought in they got rid of an incompetent Matt and Orion, and they replaced them with another incompetent Matt and Orion.
Yeah.
How did they fix their problems? What did they do to improve their rosters? Does their roster look improved to you? The roster doesn't look improved. It doesn't look improved. It looks actually the same. So they've actually done nothing to improve it at all. Nothing. It doesn't seem like they have the right plan to make Justin Fields succeed. And I don't know. If Justin Fields isn't very good this year, they could move on. When you're only the 11th pick, you don't get a long leash. I mean, you see it all the time. If you're not at the top, you don't get 5 years. So if he's not good this year, it could be the only year.
We'll have to find out. Tyler also asked, would you trade the 106 or 1.07 for Amon-Ra?
Nah. I'd rather not.
I'll just hit the reset button on wide receiver with a higher draft capital prospect.
Yeah, I don't want to pay this much for Amon-Ra.
Yeah. Claypool or Bateman?
Claypool.
I don't really like Claypool.
Yeah, I don't really like either.
Does Pittman value rise after Matt Ryan's addition?
Oh, absolutely. I have Pittman at wide receiver 17.
That's fair. I feel like that's right. That's a little higher than probably where he is, huh? But
yeah. Well, I mean, before he had Carson Wentz, so it has to be better.
Has ETN cemented a starter workhorse role with J-Rob's injury, or are you wary of timeshare again?
I mean, how could he have cemented a workhorse role when he's never played? How did he do that? So, no, but I think he'll be the starter.
I think there's a probability J-Rob is back a lot earlier.
Maybe.
Because like we give him like the same-ish kind of Cam Akers timeline, which I don't want to say that that's like the going rate moving forward, but like if he does, that's like September, I
would not count on that.
Yeah. I'm interested in ETN. I want to see what he does. I just actually want to see.
And I think he's going to get an opportunity.
Yeah. Hopefully, especially with a new regime that realizes that they paid a first-round pick for this guy and they're not utilizing him.
But it is Doug Peterson, and Doug Peterson didn't like the third of the running back.
That's fair.
No.
Des the Pez, does Derek Carr finish as a top 10 quarterback now? No.
Top 10 is going to be tough. But I mean, for this year in redraft, I mean, I would have Allen 1, then probably some combination of Lamar, Kyler, Herbert, Mahomes, Watson, Burrow, and then Dak. Maybe Lance if he's the starter. Wilson, Hurts. Yeah, no, he's not. He's not top 10.
There's a tweet that I had over the weekend where somebody pointed out what Derek Carr did last year, but on low touchdown rate. So if you bump that up, he'll have 34 touchdowns next year. But if he does the same thing this year as he did last year with 4,834 as his stat line, that would have only been good for the QB 13 last year because he doesn't run. So 4,834 was QB 13 last year without Lamar Jackson, without Russell Wilson.
Mac Jones and Tua don't run either.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's how high he got last year. Was QB 13
right.
with 4,834.
I mean, I have Derek Carr in Dynasty at quarterback 17. If he actually gets the extension, I'll have him at 15.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he definitely is deserving up there. I just don't see the top 10 outcome.
Top 10,
QB
no.
10, sure.
No, there are 14 quarterbacks that I have way ahead of him, and Malik Willis will be the 15th when he comes in.
Mm-hmm. How early would you take Williams in a 12-team Superflex rookie draft? Who lands with the ideal team?
Jameson Williams.
Still
not that early.
10.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Because the hard part here is because of Superflex, I don't know where these quarterbacks are going to go. So
Willis is going to go early, but other than him,
right? But where do you put
the other ones are? We have no idea. Yeah.
Like those guys
when I wrote my article about Sam Howell, I at this point don't think he's going to go in the first round.
No, I don't think so either.
I think at this point we're now thinking if we have 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the first round.
Hey, I just said this.
Yeah.
Sean, Brady or the 112 Superflex contender.
112.
112.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do what's best for you long term.
Yep.
Even though I want to win.
I know. It's tough.
Open 24 hours. What's up, guys? Love the show.
We love you.
Yes, we do. BJ, I'm thinking Cooper's going to be a league winner next year. What would you pay to get him?
Amari Cooper is not going to be a league winner. So I'm not going to pay what he costs then, if that's what people think. I'm not buying Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's not a buy for me.
Late first. Like 110-ish late.
I don't even know if I want to pay that. I'm not really, but he wasn't good last year at all.
No.
So I'm not buying Amari Cooper. I'm selling Amari Cooper.
I think the problem as well that nobody really thinks about is what is Amari Cooper with a 6-game suspended Deshaun Watson? Those 6 games with a backup is going to suck.
Well, that's why I'm hesitant.
Yeah. Also keep in mind if Watson gets suspended, it hurts his value short term.
We also have no idea how long Watson's going to be suspended for.
Yeah, that's true. If it's none, then wheels up.
Yeah, but it also could be a while.
8. What's the lowest second you'd accept for Marcus Mariota? Nope.
Any second.
Oh yes. Yeah, I would take any second for Marcus Mariota. I read that the opposite way. I would not pay a second.
Yeah, Mariota sucks.
The 108 and the 208 for Antonio Gibson.
I'll keep Gibson.
Yeah, I will as well. That's a little too late. MFL's statement was to answer an earlier question. They don't have new ones currently, but had some already.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. Top 5 rookies?
Top 5 rookies.
I'm going through my top 5 series right now on YouTube. So on this channel, we are at tomorrow is my 1.05 in one quarterback.
Watch Addison's content. I think more people should watch Addison's content.
Thank you. We got 100 people in the chat, so that means there's better be 100 videos at or 100 views on my video tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Open 24 hours. What's up, bro? Doubling up on the hellos to everybody. Gibson or J.K. Dobbins?
Dobbins.
Man, either. I'll say yes to both. I think Dobbins
I'll
has a
take
higher
Dobbins,
ceiling.
especially after they re-signed McKissick.
Yeah, that one hurt
A lot.
ETN is worth what? Pick wise?
This
what do we
definitely
say?
answered.
Mid first?
Yeah, mid first in the Superflex.
Ed said 108.
Well, Ed's just reading off my Patreon chart.
What are you willing to pay for Baker in a Superflex league, or do you just pass
No.
altogether?
Remember, we don't infest our team with failure. We don't want failure. So this would be adding failure to our team. So we can't have that. So we're not going to be paying for Baker Mayfield.
10-team Superflex start 10. Traded Mac Jones and Michael Thomas for Godwin and Montgomery. I have Dak, Lance, and Zach Wilson.
Yes, I'll take the Godwin and Montgomery side in a 10-team Superflex. In a 10-team Superflex, I'm not as obsessive over quarterbacks. So I'll take Godwin and Mac are about equal, and I'd rather have Montgomery over Thomas.
Absolutely. That's a win right there. So we didn't accept the 112. We accepted the 112 for Tom Brady, but what? So what?
Well, Tom Brady doesn't have a value. Tom Brady is either keep him if you're trying to win, or don't and take essentially whatever.
Yeah,
so Tom Brady doesn't really have a value. He doesn't have a market value. It doesn't work that way. Essentially, that's unfortunately my answer. Yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
In a one quarterback league, I own Herbert and Watson. Do I hold both or explore trading one of them? I would trade one of them.
Yeah, I'd trade one of them.
Whichever one gets you more. Which I would. Well, I kind of take that back. I would rather keep Herbert, but I also
trade Watson away. Trade Watson away. I don't like him. Trade him away.
Trade him away, and then feel good about it. Is Mooney good enough to be an NFL wide receiver 1?
No.
And I would rather have Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, yeah.
Money. Elijah Moore flashed over a small sample size. He did look good. Yes, he did.
He's a much better prospect than Mooney, though, and has much better draft capital and looked better earlier.
Not enough talk around KJ Hamler. He seems to fit the Lockett role with Russell Wilson.
Well, we never needed to talk about KJ Hamler. He sucked before. He's always sucked.
Oh, whoa.
He sucks
now. Careful. The Penn State vibes, bro.
It's almost as if I knew that he went to Penn State and was specifically meaner than I would have been otherwise just because.
The problem with KJ Hamler is that he is like at best the 5th target on that team.
At best. It's probably more like the 6th.
Yeah. Like it probably is the 6th, to be honest with you. Yes. Like he's like, no.
Unfortunately, no.
Yes.
Sorry.
Let's see here. I love all the replies. This is like one of my favorite things whenever I jump in and like watch you guys. Everybody replies to everybody else's comments and questions so that we always have like a fantastic chat. So I absolutely love that about all of this. Grant, is this a good trade? 1 quarterback, tight end premium, 12 teams, 104, 111, and Komet for Mark Andrews.
Andrews.
Man, 2 firsts and Komet for Mark Andrews.
Andrews easily. Think about what you would pick and think in a tight end premium 1 QB if what you're going to pick is going to give you Andrews. It's not. It's Andrews. It's Andrews easily. This isn't even close to me. For 104 and 105 and Komet, maybe I'd start thinking about it, but it's Andrews easily. Telling me Andrews is a buy if you're agonizing here, then Andrews is a massive buy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I own both Hawkinson and Amon-Ra. Don't love having both of them in my starting lineup. Don't think Chark is bad for ARSB. Heard more talk of Malik Willis to Detroit.
Well, I could see that. I mean, they'd have to pick him 2nd overall if they wanted him. I'm not worried about Chark. He's good, not great. He plays on the outside, and he's fine. You need receivers in your offense, but I'm not worried about him. He's lower on the target pecking order for me.
Amon-Ra fits Jared Goff's play style a lot more too.
Yeah, sure. But I'm not worried. I think Amon-Ra is a better player than Chark. Teams sign other wide receivers. It happens. You don't worry about the guy at the top of the depth chart because they signed someone at the bottom.
Yeah. You can float some offers around, see what you get. Maybe see what you get offered for ARSB and then just kind of go from there.
My big takeaway from the Lions is that I'm not interested in Chark.
Money. Where does Spiller go then? Late second.
If he's lucky.
Oh. A 4.63. Are there any quarterbacks worth trading up for this year?
Only Malik Willis.
No,
actually, I think Spiller, a good landing spot would be 81 overall to the Giants.
Wow. That's a far fall.
I don't think it is. You think he's going to... I don't think he deserves to go in the second round. Why does he deserve to go in the second round? He's so slow. Teams don't want slow. Slow is bad. So yeah. I don't think he's going to go in the second round anymore.
We'll have to see. I'm curious now if he is.
I really do. Wouldn't you love if he went to the Giants? Wouldn't that be something if he went to the Giants?
The instant reaction would be insane. Absolutely.
Well, the reaction would be Saquon Barkley's obituary.
Stop. I'm just gonna keep looking at his picture over there and remember the good.
Yeah, no, I'm so sorry that he, some of my least favorite players seem to go to Penn State. Barkley, Sanders. I do like Chris Godwin though. I love Chris Godwin. You have one there.
Allen Robinson back in his heyday.
That's true. Back in his heyday, I was a big Allen Robinson fan, but that was before I did content.
There you go. Pat Fryermuth.
Oh, I do like him.
Yeah. We're getting there.
So there are a few.
Fantasy Condo. I traded Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Mac Jones, Ayuk in the 105. Ayuk the 105 and a 2023 second for Jonathan Taylor and DJ Moore.
Jonathan Taylor side.
Holy crap.
I love it. You get two thumbs up.
Nathan says he doesn't have any questions, just wants to stop by and say hi, and he loves our content.
I've started retweeting these when I get retweeting these when I get these in my notifications, just because I appreciate everyone who says this kind of stuff to me. Really keeps me going, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trevor Lawrence or Trey Lance?
Trevor Lawrence. Especially now that this trade has been delayed.
I'll take Trey Lance. Is Willis still the 1.02? Apparently he is, according to your poll.
Well, yeah, the poll is final, by the way. 643 votes, 65.9% Breece Hall, 26% Malik Willis, and 4.7% Treylon Burks. So he was not really in the conversation.
Wow.
Like I said. But he's essentially asking in a 10-team league without the QB scarcity, is Willis still the 102? Or would it be someone else? And I would probably say it's still Willis.
It's still Willis. Yeah, absolutely. If you're selling off Christian McCaffrey, what do you need on top of the one quarterback 101? On top?
Nothing. You're not going to get anything on top, but nothing.
No. There's a lot of people. I don't know if you're in this camp. I'm assuming you are. Would you take Breece Hall over Christian McCaffrey?
If I got the landing spot I wanted, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
If he goes in the first round, probably.
If he goes in the first round to the Buffalo Bills.
Yes. I actually think that what would make me laugh is if Houston took him at 13th overall. I would laugh and laugh and laugh. That would be so funny.
Keep trade cut Mooney, Ayuk, Juju.
Keep Ayuk, trade Mooney away, and cut Juju. Pretty easy. Ayuk doesn't have the trade value, and I actually like him. Mooney has the trade value, and I like him less, and nobody likes Juju.
Yeah, Juju has to be the cut. You're not trading him.
Yeah.
Chenault in Green Bay?
Well, okay, so do you like Laviska Shenault?
No.
Okay, good. Well, because he's, if you want to talk about big failure, he is big failure. They liked him so much that they re-signed Laquan Treadwell recently. So it's really bad. No, Chenault's not getting traded though. He's gonna stay there, just like Denzel Mims stayed on the Jets last year.
Oof.
Were you a Denzel Mims person?
No.
Oh, no. We agree on something. Because I always called him Denzel Minimal.
I remember that.
Yeah,
that
we had Minimal. That was one of my first names, but he doesn't come up enough. No, Chenault's not going anywhere. Why would you, if you're Green Bay and you want to contend, why would you bring in failure? You want failure as part of your wide receiver core? You can't have that. They need someone reliable who actually knows how to play football. So that won't work with Chenault. He needs to. I think Chenault is just done. Personally, I don't think he makes the team.
Wow, we have a lot of comments. Holy crap! Chubb, Waller, 23 first, 24 first, and a 24 second.
Oh yeah, no, we're almost an hour behind. By the way.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware. I've been trying to rapid fire these.
Oh yeah, we're behind. Yeah, we're not too bad. Okay, Chubb, Waller, and all of these things. Well, I don't want Waller. Let's see. Dobbins and Chubb or someone equal. I guess I'll take the side with all those picks. There's just so many picks on the 2 firsts on that side, so I'll take that side. Yes. I feel like I said that kind of quickly.
I think I'm on the Dobbins side.
It's hard. It's a risk, though.
It is.
It's weird because the old assets and the pick and the first are on the same side.
Right.
Kind of odd. This is an odd trade.
I think I'll take Dobbins. Dobbins and Akers and Tony.
It's risky though.
It is, but I don't really want Waller.
Those first really insulate you if you got it wrong.
They do. I tried to get Komet for the 110 and was declined.
What? 110 was worth way more than Komet. I don't understand.
A lot.
Yeah.
What's your value on Hayden Hurst being the new tight end 1 in Cincy?
None really. We know he's a failure.
Yeah, he didn't like
Uzama was barely usable, and Uzama's a better player than Hurst.
Yep.
So if Uzama was like a back end tight end 2, mid back end tight end 2, Hayden Hurst is there to block.
Dynasty draft with recent quarterback moves. Would you prefer between Brevin Jordan?
Only Brevin Jordan of these has any value. The other
only Brevin Jordan
have no value at all.
Have a lot of young depth at wide receiver. Should I look to move off of one of these for JK or picks? The running back.
I mean, sure, but I'm fine selling Devonta Smith. I'm not super interested.
Yeah, I mean, if you can move Smith or St. Brown for JK, I think I would do that.
Well, that would be great, but I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you could do that, but that would be kind of the move that I'd be looking for. I bought DK for the 108 and the 23 first.
Fine with that.
I feel like you overpaid a little bit just based on his value. I mean, I like it. I just think you didn't have to pay that much.
You probably didn't, but I'm fine with it. There's no hype. There's no hype. There's no value. There's nothing. Move him now. Benjamin has no value. I don't understand. Who are these people who are saying that he has value? Who are these people? I don't understand. I always hear people say, but nobody actually says that. There's no value.
Oh, Joe and Ed are celebrating the 100 club. Let's go. We're still up there in the high 90s. Love to see it.
I know.
Traded Elijah Moore in the 105 for CeeDee Lamb and Irv Smith today. 12-team 1 quarterback.
I'll take Lamb, but it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
I'll take Lamb, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. Pittman or Hopkins in the 206.
Ooh. Now I'll take Pittman.
I do agree with that as well.
Yeah.
If that 206 was higher, I would probably be on the other side.
But yeah, if we were talking more like 201, it would be better, but I'll take Pittman.
Does Watson hurt Chubb's value?
This is a whole other galaxy brain thing. Like somehow we're going to get into this idea. Well, a better quarterback hurts a better quarterback over a horrible one somehow hurts a running back because the offense is going to be better and it might steal. This is too much of that. So the answer to this question is
I think it stays / helps a little bit.
Yeah, my general advice is don't overthink it. Usually better quarterbacks help everybody. Worse quarterbacks hurt everybody.
How much do you pay to move up at quarterback? I currently have Hurts, Fields, and Mac Jones and have deals in the works for Dak and Kyler. Got offered Dak a 23 second for Mac 110 and ETN.
That seems a little heavy. Like, I'm not paying a first versus a second and then ETN to go from Mac to Dak. That seems heavy. So not Dak, less than that.
Mac to Dak.
It could just be Mac and the 110 for Dak. I would consider that.
Oh, there
without
you go.
ETN in the second. That would be better. I like that better. How about that?
Pitts and Juju or DJ Moore and Joku, the 106 and the 208.
No. This adding the 106 to Moore and then other pieces. I guess Juju. Is it premium? In tight end premium, I'll take Pitts. If it's not premium, I'll take the other side.
Tannehill, the 111 and 23 first and second, or Deshaun Watson, 16 team Superflex.
Watson. Yeah, Watson. Yeah.
Will's going top 2 now on podcast. The Pro Day helped and hyped.
Okay, I still think top 2 is unlikely, and I think if he does go top 2, I still don't think it's to Detroit. I think it's Detroit trading down.
Oh.
With Carolina.
Dude, they've been doing everything that's seemingly possible.
Has a quarterback addiction, and they need to fix it.
Yeah. Mac, Metcalf, Akers, or Taylor in a 23 and 24 first.
Okay. Wow. Let's see. I feel like I still want the Taylor side. I still want the Taylor side. I'll take JT. Barely.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah, barely, but I'll take JT.
Let's see. If Fuller goes to the Browns, does it hurt Amari Cooper?
A little bit, but not much. And no, Fuller's not the wide receiver 1. Cooper would be.
16 team coming off the championship win. Those are his wide receivers and running back. Should his offseason focus be unloading Jones and maybe Kupp?
I mean, yes, I've been saying unload Jones forever.
Yes.
And Kupp, sure, but your team is so stacked. How is this in a 16 team?
Yeah, holy crap. You're riding a championship again.
I mean, yeah, maybe you don't unload anybody then. Maybe you just try to win.
See if you can get a first for Jones and see if that helps.
Just focus on winning, maybe. It's 16 teams. Somehow you have all these players. I don't understand.
I think you have been doing something right to get to this point. Continue doing what you're doing.
I can endorse that.
One quarterback, Carter and Paris or Tony and a 23 second.
Tony in the second. And also, yes. I haven't heard Paris Campbell on here in a while, but he is awful.
What's the age to sell a tight end?
28, 29. Same as a wide receiver.
Fournette, Tyreek, Michael Carter, the 108 and a 23 second for the 101, 103, and 223 first.
Too many things. The 101 side.
All of the firsts.
Yeah, 101 side easily. Actually, it's not close. The 101 side is by a lot.
Jamar Chase for Justin Herbert.
Give me Herbert in a super flex. Herbert easily.
Yes. Yeah, 10 team super flex. Cool.
Then I want Chase.
Oh,
10 team super flex is just not worth the same. I'll take Chase
then. I still take Herbert.
No, in a 10 team super flex, I'll take Mahomes and Allen over those receivers, but then I'll go Mahomes, Allen, then Taylor, Chase, and Jefferson, and then I'll go back to quarterback. But I'm not as desperate for quarterback in a 10 team super flex. The scarcity is just not there. The value is just not there.
Have the 101 and the 102 and a 10 team super flex, trying to trade down, but not getting the value that I want. If I need to pick these picks,
it'll be
Willis
Hall
and Hall.
Willis and Hall for sure. Yeah, Willis and Hall.
Is a 23 second enough for Christian Kirk?
No, it's not.
Caught you guys before you hopped off. we're almost out of here. Almost. Elijah Moore or a late 2023 first? I have a problem with you assuming that it's late.
Assuming it's late, yeah, I don't like that, but I'll take more.
Yeah. I would take more over I would take a what did I just say? You would take a random first 2023 first over.
I'd take more.
Okay.
More. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Denzel Minimal and Doo Smith.
Oh, Doo Smith Booster is Antonio Brown's nickname. Minimal is my personal. I came up with that.
Love it. Akers and Carter or Christian McCaffrey?
McCaffrey's worth more than that.
Yep. Aaron Jones in the 2.04 or Cam
Akers easily. Aaron Jones is not even worth. It's barely worth the 204 on his own.
This is where Will. If you're trying to trade Aaron Jones and you get
do that. Yeah, do
that. Money. DK in the 108 for Jamar Chase.
Chase.
Akers over Aaron Jones. Let's
Absolutely.
Go. Kansas City wanted failure twice. There's your shout out for.
Well, right. They have failure in Juju and they had failure in Clyde.
104, 109, the 201 or Jefferson.
Come on, guys. Stop trading. Stop giving away Justin Jefferson.
202 and 205 for Davis Mills and the 208 and a Superflex.
I'm starting to get to the point where I'd be okay with Mills here, but for now, I'll still take the 202 and the 205. Barely.
I think I agree with you.
Barely though.
Yeah, that's closer for sure.
Yeah.
Too late first for Saquon.
I'll take the picks.
Too late first. Money.
Yeah.
12-team Superflex. Hurts, Godwin, the 110, or Kyler, the 212, and Mooney.
Hurts side.
Hurts.
Yeah, easily. It's not close.
Love you guys. Thanks for the compliment. Absolutely, dude. Keep grinding. Keep building out your team. You're doing amazing. 102 for the 106 and a 23 first.
Yeah, I get that the tier is really too deep, but I'll lean the 106 and 23 first.
Yeah, two
close.
First there.
It's close.
Yep. Traded Deshaun Juju in the 309 for Elijah Bateman and the 2.02.
It's one QB.
Appreciate the Fortnite avatar, by the way.
It's one QB, so it's the Elijah side.
10-team, one quarterback.
Yeah, it's the Elijah side easily then. Assuming that's Elijah,
yes,
whether that's Elijah Mitchell or Elijah Moore, it's still that side. Yeah, Elijah Moore. Yeah, it's the Elijah Moore side easily then one QB. That's ridiculous value. Ooh.
I was just about to say I have his Funko Pop. The avatar is a Fortnite character. I have his Funko Pop back there.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Anyway, one quarterback, 12-team, the 108 or a 23 first.
23 first.
23 first. What's the line for you? 106, 107? Is that the line?
107.
The percentages start going back the other way.
Yeah.
Then that would be it.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for getting Tyler over 100. Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Well, it's not just me. You contributed to that too. Oh, we did have to see that. We did have to see that for sure. Absolutely.
There it is. That's the Funko Pop. My brother got it for me for Christmas. It was when Fortnite was doing all of their like Funko Pop releases and stuff.
That's really sweet.
There it is.
But yeah, I forget what Cal usually says to close the show, but just thanks everyone for watching. Our Twitters are I'll take DJ Moore. And then our Twitters are there. And yeah, if you're on this channel, like, subscribe, comment. We all know Addison's actually here. So we all know that those things make Addison happy and that they all help out the algorithm, not just for me and this video, but for the entire channel. So just do all of that to support all of us. And is there anything else?
No, that would be it. Hit subscribe. We're almost at 6,000. So
yeah,
we're getting there every close to every day. So.
Yeah, we'll be here next week. My guess is Cal won't be back next week, so it'll almost certainly be us. And
maybe whenever Cal comes back, we can do another.
We might do a 3-person show the first time Cal comes back. But either way, we will see you next week.
We'll see y'all next week.